Hey, what's up, y'all? I told y'all it gets quiet as the later on in the day. The birds take a nap. I don't blame them. We need to adapt that. You know, when I went to Italy. I traveled and took some kids to Italy and to play basketball in this tournament, and it was so funny because it was a culture shock for them, but you couldn't help but appreciate their way of life. They woke up, they opened their shops, they worked, and when it was time for lunchtime, they closed shop. They closed all their shops in the town, and they went home and they ate lunch together, and they took what they called a siesta. So it's just a way of their life. It was very laid back, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And they also, it's funny because we were walking around like, why is nobody on the streets? Nobody's out here. And then somebody opened their window. I don't know what it's called in Italy when the shutter thing. They opened it and they were like, shh, because we were out there being loud Americans. Even in their restaurants, it was real quiet. We walked in, just loud. Americans are just so loud. You couldn't even hear their conversations at their tables, so it was cool to observe. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and the purpose of the video is that I'm going through some things right now. You know, sometimes life is a roller coaster, and you're one decision away from greatness, or you're one decision away from like a downfall. But the great thing about living is that it can change at any moment. You know what I mean? So I've experienced both. I've experienced greatness, I've experienced downfall, and both of them, or all of them, I'm gonna say all of them have led me to be who I am today, and has given me knowledge, if you will, the experiences and the knowledge in order for me to be able to, each one teach one type of thing. So with that being said, right now I'm kind of on a downfall, if you will. I wouldn't call it a downfall. It's just before you get to your greatness, you got to go through some shit, So if you are in that space right now, if you're at a point in your life where you're going through some shit, just keep fighting, man. Just keep going, keep fighting, and keep believing. Where we get stuck and stagnant is when we get in that downfall, like that decline in our life, and our thoughts, we don't have control, or we're not mindful of our thoughts. And a negative thought, it's like a cancer. It'll fester, and it'll multiply, and it'll grow. So you got to nip it in the bud. It's like I got to go to the doctor as soon as possible. You know what I mean? So anytime that negative thoughts arise in your head, nip them in the bud and counter them with something that's positive. And the way that you can do that is through affirmation. So I could easily say, like, woe is me, and why is this happening to me? These are things that I've said before, like, why does this keep happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why me? Curled up in the fetal position, versus where I've developed the maturity to say, okay, this happened. What is this trying to teach me? Like, what is this lesson trying to teach me? So if you are at a point where you keep experiencing the same experience, or experiencing the same relationship, then there's a lesson in it that you haven't quite learned, or you haven't quite grasped yet. And it'll keep showing up until you look within. And there's nothing outside of you that controls you. It's all within. So you got to dive deep and go within and sit with self. And like I say, I use the Michael Jackson analogy, man or woman in the mirror, and figure out, okay, what was this trying to teach me? What was this lesson for? I went through hell, like, that shit hurt. Or I didn't, I'm not going to get out of this. I'm not going to overcome this. Versus filling your mind and your body your energy with those thoughts, nip it in the bud and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? There's a lesson there. I used to, when I was coaching, I used to tell the kids, there's lessons and losses. There's all kinds of lessons and losses, and versus dwelling on the loss, how can we learn from it? How can we grow from it? And so one of our mottos, like if things were going haywire during a game, I'd call a timeout, and I'd ask them while they were in the court. If I didn't have the timeouts, or I knew it was something minor or something, easily to overcome, I just ask them, what's the most important play? And they knew what the next play. The most important play is the next play. You can't worry about the past because it already happened. You can't worry about the future because you're not guaranteed to be there. You got to be here. You got to be in the present. And in the present is where your happiness lies. For whatever that is, you know what I mean. So, y'all stay up. There's much love here for you, and like I say, get y'all ass out in nature, even if it's just going outside and sitting in your backyard and without your phone, without electricity, or not without any electronic, and just kind of sit and reflect on your thoughts, and reflect on your day, and reflect on the happenings of your life, and you'll receive some answers. I like to meditate. I get up and I like to sit in silence and just focus on my breath, and these beads really help me because I have self-diagnosed ADHD. And so you move the mala beads is what they're called, so you move it with the mantra, and it keeps me focused on my meditation. Otherwise I'll be thinking about all kinds of stuff, like we do on a day-to-day basis, like, dang, I wonder what I'm gonna eat for lunch, or oh, I really like their shirt, or what shoes am I gonna wear? Oh, these shoes are uncomfortable. Oh, why they look at me like that? So like I'm telling you, I know these thoughts, they consume us, and they keep us in a lower vibration. In order for us to be able to overcome that and vibrate a little higher, we like be conscientious of what you're thinking, and like, you know what, that's probably not a positive thought. How is that thought serving me? Is it serving me in a positive way, or is it negative? But anyways, I digress. So that's all I wanted, just to get on here and tell y'all. Oh, actually, that's not it. The main thing that actually brought me here is, like I say, I'm on a decline, and well, the message that I keep hearing is you have to let go in order to receive, right? So I gotta let go to be blessed up. Sometimes you gotta let go, and sometimes it is extremely painful. It is extremely painful, but sometimes oftentimes you have to let go in order for you to be blessed. And we tend to hold on to things. I've been having to move. I ain't having to, but it's just how things are working out, how things are panning out. And in it, I could be like, I worked so hard for this home, and why me? And I've always wanted one, and never really had any place to truly call home. Why is this happening? But in it, as I'm packing and I'm going through things, I realized that I had a hard time of letting go of things, and I had things from high school, like high school senior gifts from high school. And I'm like, why in the hell do I still little mirrors and stuff, like the pins? Like, why do I have this? Why am I not donating this so it can bless somebody, maybe not as fortunate, or bless somebody? I take it to the Arlington Mission because they give their things away for free, versus Goodwill, where they up the price and to stuff that they're making. That profit is crazy. So I try to find places that give away things, because there's people out here that can't afford a $7 free shirt. And so so with that being said, it's allowed me to purge and to minimalize stuff. It's just stuff. I'm packing it, and I'm like, this is just stuff that I'm not gonna wear, and my style's gonna change, and I'm gonna replace it, but I won't let go of it because so-and-so gave it to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stuff. They'll give you something extra for your birthday or for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go of things. It's okay to walk away from things. It's okay to change your mind. It is okay. Everything is going to be okay. Like I said, y'all, there's love here for you. Love, peace. I still ain't got no hair grease.